All right, we've talked about pictographs and we've talked about bar graphs. Now let's talk about line plots. With a line plot, we have the same situation as before. We have some data and we have to figure out how we could plot this data. So first I'm going to create a graph title. Here maybe I'm talking about the length of the snakes. And then I'm going to draw a number line, and then I'm going to order numbers from least to greatest. So here I've got my length ranging anywhere from 0 to 1.5 or 1 5/10. So maybe I label my graph from 0 to 1 and 1 from 2. Then I'm going to plot the data. So you can see here that 2 snakes had a length of 25 hundredths. And then 5 snakes had a length of 75 hundredths. And then 3 snakes had a length of 1 25 hundredths. And then 1 snake had a length of 1 5/10. So that's an example of how I could take a line plot and use that line plot to represent the provided data. What would be another example here? Well, what about the hours spent reading and the number of students? I'll go ahead and put in my title, go ahead and put in my number line. What would be a good range for my number line? Well, I'll say from 0 to 1 and 1 to 2, and then divide that into fractional amounts. And then I'll go ahead and plot my data. Just as you see here, to create this line plot that represents the data of the number of hours that students spent reading. Now that brings us back to our pause, where I would like you to think about how do you teach students in your classroom to understand line plots.